We are super excited this week. I'm always excited. I love this stuff. Today, we're talking about value. And so often we don't know how to articulate our value, or we don't recognize our value. So therefore, we are competing on price. And then you are looking more at a transaction than you are a long-lasting relationship. That's not what we want to do here at Dream Client. We really want to build a long-lasting relationship that creates momentum with that person and with us. We want to love what we're doing. And how do we do that? Many, many ways. But today's lesson is all about value. Today, we're talking about value. Ian, last week, we were talking about all of the creating the experience, and it does dictate some of the value that we are presenting to our clients. I often think about how do I pack in the most value, the most I can possibly give someone so it's the most incredible wow experience. And then we're not talking price at all. Because really, I don't want to be the one that they're going, well, what's the cheapest? I want to be the one that they're going, oh my God, that was the most incredible experience I ever had. I would have paid 3 times that amount for that. You know what I mean?
Absolutely.
So when we think about value, it's part of what you're bringing is what makes you unique? What makes the product you bring unique? What brings or what knowledge you have that's unique? So we want to actually kind of flush out some of that uniqueness in ourselves. And it's funny because I have an exercise that I do with most of my clients. And it's just this one's more on a personal basis, but it's not a bad exercise to be thinking about when it comes to this value as well. This exercise that I do with them is all to do with the great, awesome things about yourself. So what things do I like and love about myself? Right? And I have them write this out. And it's a really beautiful exercise because you can go back and look in on it when you're feeling not so great, right? When you're not feeling like you're bringing it to the table. But in this case, the exercise, actually, I gave you a completely different exercise, but as I think about this, I'm like, this very much could easily apply where you think about the things that you bring to the table. And often we don't recognize all we're bringing to the table. Like Ian, you and I have had so many conversations around, wow, have you ever educated me? Wow, have you ever enlightened me? Ooh, I hadn't thought of it that way. These are moments of your genius, your brilliance, your uniqueness that you bring to the table.
You're recording this, right, James?
Yes, Ian is brilliant.
Yeah, there we go.
Ian is brilliant. So I want you to think about this when you're doing this exercise and you start to kind of flesh out some of that uniqueness inside you, right? The unique things that you bring to the table. Because as much as we look at ourselves, figuring out what makes you unique is an important exercise to sit down and think about. Flush out the one thing that makes you unique. And actually, I don't want you to flush out one thing. I want you to flush out many things. Sit down and write down a list of all those awesome things about yourself, Ian. But with the scope of your business in mind, in this case. So do you know the one thing in your business that makes you unique?
We're not a pet store.
Actually, that's a good distinction.
It's a big thing, right? Because I have it daily. I have people walking in daily who just want to give me money and they want to walk away with this being in a box, right? And it just doesn't happen. And some people get it, some people don't. But we're usually pretty good. I feel we're pretty good at explaining how it all works and why we do things the way. And it's not everybody's thing, and that's fine. They don't have to. They can go to a pet store, but it's
because not everybody is your potential client.
No,
and you don't want them. And we talked about that last week, where you want to vet your ideal client, right? And you vet your ideal client. So if that one coming in thinking this is a pet store and that's all they want is the quick transaction, that's not your dream client. That's not your ideal client.
Yeah. And
it's okay to say no.
Another thing that we're doing that's a little bit different, or seems to be different, because you know what? I don't go to pet stores. So I probably should go see, where everybody is kind of doing things, but they're not like, they're not in my universe, right? So
that's okay. That's excellent. I love hearing myths. They're not in my universe. They're not
my thing, right? So I just they just don't exist, right? As far as I'm concerned. But I hear people saying, well, I was at this place and I needed some advice, and they said I have to do this or we're all gonna die. Like it's always, it's never just, it's not the best thing, and there's death always involved in the answer, and it's like, I don't understand that, but anyways, so we're really big on not doing that,
not killing off your clients,
not killing off the client, and we don't want people leaving in tears. We don't want we don't want people thinking that, oh my God, I'm a horrible I'm a horrible companion to my animal. Like it's
right.
It's not what it is. There's people that I feel just need a little bit of push in the right direction, or just a little maybe. And a lot of times you're just verifying what they already know. When I hear all the time. Well, I went to another place and they told me my canary doesn't sing because the cage he's in is too big. Okay, and
you're like, no.
I'm like, I listen. I don't want to make anybody feel dumb or anything. That's how you listen, and okay, you take all that in, and then you just say, well, if you want to think about this, birds outside, wild birds, not canaries, but wild birds, sing without confining themselves into little spaces. So what happens is when you have a bird, and it does kind of work a little bit, if you put a bird into a canary into a small environment, they may sing, and the only reason why they do it is because they have nothing else they can possibly do. It's not a sign of a happy bird. It's a sign of, I have no space to move. I have nothing to explore. I have no way to
this is it, baby.
Yeah, there's no stimulation. So what can I do? Well, the only thing I can do is I got a voice, right? And this and so that works. And it works with any creature. Like, I know some of the old thinking when it came to breeding birds or breeding any animal. And I always the one thing I do like to always tell people is, would you do that to a dog? So that's always my big thing. But anyways, what they used to do is that they would take canary or two birds of the same species, jam them together in a really small cage, throw them in the dark, and do a little bit of this, make sure they have food and stuff. And hopefully in 3 weeks or so, we have eggs, right? And then they would walk away, and then, man, am I brilliant? I got this bird to do what the only thing it could do in the dark. And so, and parrot breeding in particular was really like that, and still is in a lot of places. And it's just coming out of, it's like I always say, it's like coming out of the dark ages, So it's like, we used to chisel wheels out of stone at one point too, and now we figured out there's easier ways to go about it and better ways to go about it. There's no need to step on another species' whole energy and whole vibration and cram it into something and hope and then praise ourselves at the end when they actually have babies. So it's but anyways, we're slowly getting out of that, And in the parrot world, it's still, and in the bird world, I should say, not just parrot world, in the bird world, it's still very prevalent. I have people come in weekly that practice these things, and so you just sort of slowly chip away at their thinking, you know. And so that's one of the things we do. We don't ever want to, you know, come after people.
Tell
with
someone they're
torches
wrong.
or pitchforks. No, you never want to say you're wrong. You just want to say, well, yeah, that worked, but how do you know it doesn't work this way? And wouldn't it be nicer if, you know, the birds could move and all that kind of stuff? And so, and the same thing with the hand feeding thing. Like we're here, not in favor of that kind of thing where you take the babies away from the parents before their eyes are open and you start feeding them with syringes. So when they open their eyes, they imprint on you. That's not training. And what the bird breeders of the world have been doing for eons have been saying, well, that's how you get a bird to be hand trained, right? It's how you make it imprint. I never do that to a dog, but it's acceptable in the bird world for some reason. We're getting away from that. But so that's I guess that's what makes us different. We don't believe in that sort of stuff, but at the same time, we don't believe in education with a hammer. You know, I think it.
I'm right and you're wrong.
Yeah, no, I don't think that's how we should ever go about it, because it's not how it doesn't work, for one, because people all of a sudden they're all get the guard up right away.
Of course.
And you end up having a confrontational relationship instead of just something that can kind of, you know, flow, right? So you just want, what you want to do is you just want to say to them, hey, you know, this is, I understand how you're doing it. That's kind of neat. You have some neat birds there coming there. You know, I've heard tell of.
Or have you ever thought about this?
Yeah, I've heard. Yeah, and you say that, you just say, well, maybe what would happen? Do you think if you let the parents raise that chick and in a big environment, and you just went in, I don't know, once a day or something like that, and held the chick in your hand and then put it back for the parents to feed it? What do you think would happen? You know,
Yes.
and you know, and so you can get people to slowly change their minds, and maybe they'll try that, and they find out that, guess what, that works. Not only does it work a little bit, it works much better than imprinting. Birdhouse in Sherwood Park. It's 9718 Orange Road. You can also get a hold of us at 780-416-4435 or on our website, www.meikasbirdhouse.com.
Hi, I'm Janine and this is Ian, and we're the owners of Meika's Birdhouse.
Your dream client now. Do you know what that even means? Oh my God, it's so exciting. Creating the most amazing experience for the person that walks in your door so that they are so excited to scream your name, to bring more people to you, to give you everything you could have ever dreamed of with your company. Do you know what that means for you? For them, that means a great product or service, a great experience, but for you, that means a great experience too, but it means more money. It means referrals, it means repeat business, and it means joy in what you are actually doing. It's alignment with what you do and how you serve and how you get compensated for that. Isn't that great? And what a world we live in when everybody is connected.
Here at Artistry and Gold, we pride
pride ourselves in the finest craftsmanship and exceptional customer service. We're a family-owned business located in the heart of downtown Red Deer at 5001 50th Street. With all of our repairs and custom work being done here on site, we're able to provide you with the highest level of customer service and expertise. All of our diamonds are hand-selected, whether we're traveling to Antwerp, Belgium, or we're bringing you in a selection to choose from. With 3 generations of jewelry trade experience combined with an elegant, comfortable environment, we strive to make your jewelry shopping experience stress-free with good old-fashioned customer service. You can find us at artistryandgold.ca or give us a call at 403-343-6544. We look forward to seeing you soon at Artistry and Gold.
The brand is positioning. The brand is like, oh, I have 10 fingers and I have 2 rings on each finger. You know, that ain't my marketing. That isn't the person that I want showing up in my front door.
That isn't branding.
Right? That is not, but that person who walks in and or sees me somewhere and, hey, you're the jeweler. I love jewelry. Look at all these rings I have. I bought this one at this store. I bought that one at that store. I bought that one there. And, you know, I'm like,
That's not branding.
You're not my customer. You're my nightmare, right? But so I hear you saying that's not branding. That's not branding. I have a really, really intimate relationship with branding, Brandi. I understand. Hey, isn't that right? It's branding and branding. And that's what we've done. That's what we do. We build a brand, we maintain the brand, and that's what I'm talking to you about, is defending that brand. And I'm not looking to change the way we present that brand. Well, absolutely, I'm looking for ways to present that brand, but I want to present it in a certain way that is subtle. It's a subtle brand. If you're thinking of something special and you have something that you're laying at night in your bed, or you're sitting there every time you look at your sons and you're thinking, boy, I would certainly like to have some way that I could mark this day, my son is turning 13 or whatever, or he's just finished this thing, or this is a particular thing that I would like to commemorate with them. And I would like to make a little tiny ring, or a ring that he wears on his finger that has his initials on it, that was given to him by his mother on this day. Remember, he's responsible enough and blah, blah, blah. And you say, and then you say, well, where could I possibly get that? Well, I'm not going to run to people's jewelers, because if people's jewelers is all you know, then you go in and say, okay, well, what do you have to sell me, or whatever. You say, boy, it means something. And, I'm not a jewelry person, and I don't really like jewelry. I don't wear a lot of jewelry, but, this would be special. Let me go find, where can I go in town? First, you can ask a friend. Or if you don't ask a friend, you might go online and search a little bit of stuff. And nowadays, and then you might wander in the door and say, hey, do you guys do this? And then you experience a certain bit of hospitality and says, absolutely, we can do that for you. And you're in a position, and I'm getting a little bit further into that than I'd like to, but I'm telling you. But now you're in a position where you're slightly intimidated. You're not in your comfortable environment, but you're doing something outside of your comfort zone. You're buying a piece of jewelry when you're not a jewelry person. And
right.
Now, but you're not going to buy it from an ad. You're not going to buy it based on the half of the experience that you see online or on television. You're going to buy it based on, I walked in there and I was scared and I was intimidated and I didn't know if I was dressed well enough to go into that store, or blah, blah, blah. And then, boy, they treated me really nice. And I really appreciated how I was shown whatever it was. And then I was afraid that I didn't have a big budget. And then they told me it was okay to not have a big budget. And they showed me whatever they did. And they didn't make me feel bad. But I didn't feel like I was in some jewelry store where somebody is just pounding away at me, buy this, buy this, buy this.
Or trying to buy the static piece that's sitting there in the display, because you customize. Yeah.
Yeah, well, we can customize, or we have different that you don't see in it. If you go into every jewelry store, they all have the exact same product because they're all buying from the same manufacturer, right?
Mm-hmm.
With like variations. But then you walk into it, oh, I've never seen this anywhere else. I've never seen this anywhere else. And so now that becomes the experience because we're personal and it's personalized. And you can't sell personalized on mass media. You can talk about it. You can hint at it. You can create subtleties on it. And that's all. Like if you were a customer in my store and you went and told somebody, hey, go meet Terry. He's great. He's going to make you happy and he's going to do what you want, what you need and blah, blah, blah. That's all. You don't need to do anything else. Right? Or go check these guys out. They're great. You know, now it's up to us to prove you wrong or prove you right. And most of the time we're going to prove you right. You know, if that person is buying, we're selling. If they're wasting our time, we don't have time for them. If they're just looking, if they're lost and they don't know what they need, we'll help them. But we'll meet them at whatever level they need to be met. But we are not the store looking for heavy traffic. We're not set up, designed to have heavy traffic. The business model is not created to have everybody coming in saying, hey, I saw you and I'd like to see if I can get the rest of that story. Well, man, you're like, we're downtown. You come here, you plug the meter, you drive around the block, find a parking spot, look for change, plug the meter, walk to my door, push that button to get into the door. You're in the door now. You're here for a reason.
Mm-hmm.
I better make that reason worth your while. So that's my business.
It's interesting because you did just describe experience for the customer. You actually described it from the position of the customer, which is great.
Yeah.
Yeah.
And that's how we look at it. We always look at it from the experience of the customer. From what are they seeing? Not what there's things that we want them to see, but we're not going to tell them this is what we want you to see. It's subtle. It's a subtlety.
I find most business is a subtlety. If it's done well, it leads people in a way that is about them. Good business anyways.
Yeah, and it is about them. And that, you know, it's funny. I was telling Angela this morning, we were not, I think it popped up on our calendar this morning at about 9:30. And it's like, are you set up for this? No, I'm not set up for that. Are you set up for this? No, I'm not set up for that. It's like, okay, then we totally missed the boat on it. So, or lack of planning for that. But when we talked about, but that was the conversation Andrew and I had on the way, me driving to work, and we're talking about that. You know, I was on the phone with her, and I said, you know, it's completely against the way we do business, or different than the way we do it. I didn't say against. I said it was different than the way we do business. And what makes us stand out is we're really paying attention to what our customers do. And you know, and it's like if your business,
you know, that's a great plug that you just said.
Artistry and Gold, we pride ourselves in the finest craftsmanship and exceptional customer service. We're a family-owned business located in the heart of downtown Red Deer at 5001 50th Street. With all of our repairs and custom work being done here on site, we're able to provide you with the highest level of customer service and expertise. All of our diamonds are hand-selected, whether we're traveling to Antwerp, Belgium, or we're bringing you in a selection to choose from. With 3 generations of jewelry trade experience combined with an elegant, comfortable environment, we strive to make your jewelry shopping experience stress-free with good old-fashioned customer service. You can find us at artistryandgold.ca or give us a call at 403-343-6544. We look forward to seeing you soon at Artistry and Gold.
Your dream client now. Do you know what that even means? Oh my God, it's so exciting. Creating the most amazing experience for the person that walks in your door so that they are so excited to scream your name, to bring more people to you, to give you everything you could have ever dreamed of with your company. Do you know what that means for you? For them, that means a great product or service, a great experience, but for you, that means a great experience too, but it means more money. It means referrals, it means repeat business, and it means joy in what you are actually doing. It's alignment with what you do and how you serve and how you get compensated for that. Isn't that great? And what a world we live in when everybody is connected.
Meika's Birdhouse in Sherwood Park. It's 9718 Orange Road. You can also get a hold of us at 780-416-4435 or on our website, www.meikasbirdhouse.com.
Hi, I'm Janine and this is Ian and we're the owners of Meika's Birdhouse.
Why, hello, beautiful entrepreneur. You amazing business owners. I know that you are wondering what your dream client now is about, but really, this is the crux of it. We're talking about brand identification. What makes you you and sets you aside from every one of your competitors, that puts you in your own unique space. Who are you? Brand identification is what makes you unique. If you know who you are as a brand, you know your value proposition, you know exactly how to articulate that, and it puts you as your own in your space. You are no longer in the competitive space. You are uniquely you. Brand identification in itself is crucial for marketing, and marketing is psychology. So if you understand these things, you can get really far in your business. My value proposition is I understand people and patterns on human behavior like very few. I have a very unique insight that translates both in personal and business, and I bridge those. I bring something very, very unique to a market, and I'm so excited to bring that to you. Over these 12 weeks of your dream client now, it is literally about branding you, figuring out the marketing, how to speak to them, how to give your client exactly what they want. So if we are able to really communicate who we are well, trust me, it resonates with the people that are looking for what you're offering. And then it's not about sales anymore because you're giving them exactly what they want. It is so crucial to really understand who you are, what you bring, what your special thing is, because trust me, you all have one, what your unique thing is, and then how to articulate that, who your ideal client is, and how to give them exactly what they want. This is what Dream Client Now does. We talk about all of these issues. We work through all of these issues, and we get you to a point where you are blue ocean. You are selling through the story of who you are, and you are identifying with your ideal clients. Your 5-star clients, the ones that you dream of, and the ones that dream of you, and that are so excited to wake up every day and discover that you're there for them. those clients. And there's lots of them out there looking for you right now, but they don't know you're there. Dream Client Now is a program set up to really help you identify who you are in your own space. Take you out of this red ocean that's all shark infested and bring you into a beautiful blue ocean of smooth sailing. Until you're on board. And you should be on board because honestly, your company deserves this and your clients are begging for it. Wow, we have an awesome journey ahead and I am super excited to bring that to you. Dream Client Now. Sign up below.